Here we go. Give it up and show your love for Chris.
Hold on, goddammit. Hold on. Hold on, goddammit. Hold on.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. No. Q's, you ain't gonna do shit. You can't, that'll be a hate crime if you jump on him. You can't jump on him, he don't know no better. That's a hate crime. I did not teach him that. Do not put him on purple alert.
Too late.
Bros, do not put Chris on purple alert. If you mess with him, it's gonna be considered a hate crime. Cause they were counted as you beat up a child. Yes.
Your hands.
Oh, shut y'all ass up.
Oh, yes, sir. It's more than 3 minutes after the hour. Y'all heaven, BB and CC1 and Pastor Haynes. I know you got a good word this morning.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Rickey Smiley. This song lets us know that when we're going through hell on earth, we have the hope of heaven. I like that. The hope of heaven while I'm going through hell on earth. Of course, we all know something about dealing with hell on earth. This pandemic has exposed so much of the hell we go through every single day, especially as a people. Hell on earth. We pray for the family of Walter Wallace right there in Philadelphia because, again, we're witnessing hell on earth as another black man is senselessly killed by a police officers who never tried to de-escalate the situation. That's hell on earth. It's hell on earth when we think about this pandemic that has not only exposed how much breakage there is in society, but it seems to target the most vulnerable. That's hell on earth. And some of you are listening right now. You've been going through hell because hell ain't just a place you may go to after you die. Hell is what you're going through before you die. And if you're going through hell, this song says we've got the hope of heaven so we can overcome hell on earth. What is hope of heaven? The hope of heaven simply gives us something to look forward to as we are going through. See, as long as I have something to look forward to that gets me up in the morning, the good news is I can make it through what I'm going through because I know I've got something to look forward to that's beyond what I'm going through. And so that's what hope does. And James Baldwin says hope is something you have to invent every single day when you're going through hell. Hope gives you something to look forward to, even in the midst of what you're going through. But then finally, this song lets us know that when death says the end, heaven says to be continued. And so for those of you whose hearts have been broken, you've known sorrow because of the death-dealing culture in which we live, and you've had to sit on that front row at a church or in a funeral home, and you've watched your loved one's body being committed to the grave. Here's the good news. When death says the end, heaven says to be continued. It means there is life beyond death. Death does not have the last word. Heaven has the last word. So here's my word for all of you. I know you may be catching hell on earth, but the good news is heaven says you can get through what you're going through because of what you have to look forward to. And when death says the end, heaven says to be continued.
No, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes. Pastor Haynes, let everybody know how you can be reached.
Hey, thank you, Rickey Smiley. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at FH Unscripted. I'm on Facebook, Frederick D. Haynes, and you can catch my sermons on YouTube. My channel is Frederick Haynes.
There it is. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Love you, Ricky. Thank you, man.
No, man. Thank you, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up, man. I got your front page. You don't want to miss it.
Eva Marcia, front page. What's going on, girl?
Good morning, Rock Teasy folks. Sheezy. Good morning, Rickey Smiley. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm your girl, Eva Marcia, here on this beautiful Wash Up Wednesday to give you the front page news. So there was another protest in West Philadelphia last night over the fatal police shooting of a black man with mental health issues. Family members of 27-year-old Walter Wallace, Jr., says they called an ambulance to help him with mental health crisis, but the police arrived first. Wallace had a knife and ignored orders to drop it before officers fired at him, killing him on Monday night. His parents said officers knew very well that Wallace was in crisis because they had been called to the house 3 times earlier that day. Meanwhile, Hurricane Zeta is headed towards southeast Louisiana. Louisiana has already been hit by 2 hurricanes this season. Zeta is expected to make landfall this evening south of New Orleans and dump between 2 to 6 inches of rain. And with less than 1 week to go, Trump and Joe Biden are campaigning hard. Well, at least they were yesterday. Trump was in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nebraska, and Biden was in Georgia. Biden will return to Florida tomorrow, and Kamala Harris will be in Texas on Friday. All right, that's what's happening in news. If you need more, log on to the RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock Teasy Foshizi. What's going down in sports?
We have a World Series champion, ladies and gentlemen. The Los Angeles Dodgers. They won Game 6 to clinch the title without one of their best players, Justin Turner, who tested positive for COVID-19 and was pulled from the game. But they went on ahead and won the game to beat Tampa Bay Rays last night. So big up. Just a year in L.A., man. First the Lakers win, now the Dodgers win. So it's like, yo, what's up? I have an old snap moment for you, all my NFL football fans. Former Dallas Cowboys star wide receiver Dez Bryant is back in the NFL. Raven Nation, get ready. The Baltimore Ravens signed him to their practice squad. He won't be, he ain't gonna be in that practice squad long. Trust me. You know, he ain't played football in 2 years, so. Oh, come on, man. He gonna be ready to go. They got the Dallas Cowboys coming up like the beginning of December, so that's gonna be a big game to circle on your calendar. Looking forward to that one, man. He's gonna be a great compliment to speedy wide receiver Marquise Brown, and of course Lamar Jackson got another toy to play with. Last but not least, man, former NFL star Terrell Pryor and his ex-girlfriend Shalea Briston both were sentenced to probation stemming from their stabbing altercation back in 2019. If you remember, he allegedly went after her and some of her girlfriends, and then she claimed self-defense, defended herself, and stabbed him back and almost killed him, all that kind of stuff, man. So that's a crazy situation. I ain't even got enough time to go into that story, but they have been sentenced to probation. It's been downgraded from the other charges. So there it is. That's what I got for sports right now. Gary, what's up?
All right, y'all. Willow Smith is back in the news again, honey. We're loving the Smiths, honey. They've just been telling us everything since that entanglement. But now Willow Smith, y'all, she said she believes that black moms treat sons differently than their daughters. And she called out her mama, Jada Pinkett Smith, for treating her differently, y'all, than her brother, Jay Smith. Now, they're saying Willow is following in the footsteps of her parents with her outspokenness. And, you know, Willow has been a little bit outspoken lately because her mama been being outspoken. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Willow said, quote, that there is a difference between how black moms treat their daughters and their sons. She said before, you know, she went into a stir about how her mom, Jada, was even more lenient, y'all, with her sons over the littlest things she'd even harp on. She said, quote, something as simple as getting up at the right time. She said it was like, you better get up, you better get dressed. I'd be in my room going like, okay, I gotta get ready. But then Jaden is there, and she said he should be like, so are you ready to get up? And he'd be like, maybe one moment. And you know what? And a lot of people said that a long time ago. They say black mothers raise their daughters and love their sons.
I see it all the time.
Isn't that amazing?
Seen it so many times, and that's why sometimes you have what you have out here. You know, because I have seen mothers treat their sons like little boyfriends.
Yeah.
Riding over there in the car with the seat lit all the way back, controlling all of the music, pants sagging, hoodie on in the car, texting, don't say yes ma'am, no ma'am, won't take garbage out. I got a whole list. I've seen some kissing them all in the mouth, 3 years old, 2 earrings on, you know, it just man. I'm telling you, man, it's bad, and then they grow up. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, Willow is upset about it, honey. The color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is burgundy wood. On the high end, you say burgundy wood. And on the low end, you say beautiful maroon. That's your color for today. Brad, what you got coming up next in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, the BET Hip Hop Awards came on last night, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Coming up next, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
That's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, man, it's going down early this morning, 29 before the top of the hour. Y'all, Brett got the hot spot. Brett, what's up?
What's up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Ted, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into this thing. Meg Thee Stallion and Roddy Ricch, they were big winners last night at the BET Hip Hop Awards. Meg Thee Stallion won for Artist of the Year, beating out Roddy Ricch, who was nominated for 11 awards, and she also won for Best Collaboration with Beyonce. And Roddy Ricch took home for Album of the Year for Please Excuse Me for being antisocial and Song of the Year. The pre-taped no audience show had performances by Big Sean, Burna Boy, Chris Martin, City Girls, Gucci Mane, Janae Aiko, Lil Baby, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Wayne, and 2 Chainz. They killed it, by the way. And it was a great show. Did anybody get to check it out?
Yeah, and I'm asking Brad, did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. Did you like it, Gary?
Yeah, it was all right. What about the hosting?
I think they did good.
They was funny. They did good.
I think they was funny. They did good.
Young Flytrap was good, but I mean the other ones were.
Oh, but they got a dope podcast, and it's really blowing up. And I think they did great. They kept the show going. They did great.
Who was the host, Brett?
I really enjoyed
The
it.
85 South Show. Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, and DC Young Fly.
Man, that's the best. They are the best people to host something like that. Are you crazy?
Man, DC Young Fly had me rolling. He was on roller skates. It was
That's
great.
what I said.
I enjoyed it.
I like
They
DC Young Fly. The other guy, they kind of.
It was more like
you got to see them perform, man. They are the best.
Oh, they comedians?
like a little movie
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, they do the
Gary, I
Martin
need you to
Lawrence
get
tour.
out.
They do Mike Epps dates. Work
They
with
do
those guys
Wildin'
all the
Out.
time.
Right.
Yeah,
they started out with
funny.
Wildin' Out. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot right there. Coming up next, we got Rock T's HBCU Know. And why don't y'all hit us up for them wake-up calls at 1-866-9 Ricky. That's 1-866-9 RICKEY. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Now you know.
And if you don't know, now you know.
HBCU Know.
Pimpin', and pimpets. What up, man? Rock Teasy up in the house. HBCU Know. It's that time to highlight, showcase, and put a spotlight on our heroes and sheroes that attended or currently attend our phenomenal historically black colleges and universities. We finna head to Columbia, South Carolina, home of Benedict College, established in 1870, home of the Purple and Gold Tigers and the Marching Tigers Band of Distinction. Let's talk about one of y'all's former students. Oh yes, Mr. Charles Chino Smith, an off-the-chain baseball player who played in the Negro Leagues. Matter of fact, Satchel Paige called Chino one of 2 most dangerous hitters in Negro League history. He played with the Brooklyn Royal Giants. He played with the Lincoln Giants. He played with the Baltimore Black Sox. Chino played in the first game involving a black team at Yankee Stadium. And not only did he play in this game, the homie hit a triple and 2 home runs in that game. Word is he received his nickname Chino because of his Asian-like appearance. At the young age of 30, he became ill with yellow fever while playing in Cuba and eventually passed away. Charles Chino Smith, a proud HBCU alumni of Benedict College. If you didn't know, now you know. If you want me to highlight your favorite HBCU, hit me up on my social media platforms at Rock T Holla. Let's get it.
HBCU Know.
Hey, y'all like it? It's Morning Show. Hey, we got the one and only Dr. MJ Collier on for the morning. Hey, if y'all want to talk to him, you can get at him 866-9 Ricky, 866-9 RICKEY. If you're with your coronavirus questions, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Dr. Carter, you ready?
I'm ready, Ricky.
Man, the numbers are going up steadily. I know you got some explanations for all of this.
Absolutely, Ricky. We now have 8.71 million cases. The United States had nearly 500,000 people infected in the last 7 days, Ricky. So this is how we have lost total and complete control over this virus. Hospitalizations are setting fresh records in the Midwest, and the healthcare system is being strained tremendously. We have 5,600 people died from the virus last week, so almost 6,000 people in 1 week. We had an 18-year-old freshman at the University of Dayton in Ohio that died Thursday from complications from corona. He had been hospitalized for quite a while, was living on the campus, and was about to transition to go home to do remote learning, caught the virus, and passed away. So, again, young people, this happens. You have to be very concerned about being exposed, watching your distance, etc. So a study came out yesterday, Ricky, that questions about antibodies and immunity. It noted that individuals with non-symptomatic and mild infections do not appear to have long-lasting antibody titers. What that means is that 6 months after infection, they might not have measurable antibodies. However, we have found that in the science of immunology, that even if they can't find the antibodies when they measure them, there are other cells in the immune system called T cells that usually will provide immunity for those individuals. And we are not seeing recurrent cases. But this just asks and allows us to ask the question again, how long does immunity last? It was noted that this seems to be more common in women and older patients, so people that are more susceptible for whatever reason. So women, older patients, are people that had mild infections. But we aren't seeing reinfections. We aren't seeing the numbers that we would have if people were susceptible to recatching the virus. So we'll see. That's just one of those what-if questions that's being asked now about antibodies. So AstraZeneca also announced that its COVID-19 vaccine has produced a robust immune response in older adults and the elderly. It had already shown good efficacy in people 18 to 55, but now it's shown that people that are older, say for instance, people that are older have to get a higher dose flu vaccine. They are noting that this vaccine seems to be working just fine in those older individuals and providing a strong immune response. So remember, your number one thing for fighting this disease, boost your immunity with vitamin D, 5,000 international units per day, vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams daily, and zinc, 50 milligrams per day. And on the next segment, Ricky, we're going to talk about some new information that just came out about people with low vitamin D and their susceptibility to the coronavirus and what happens when you boost their immune system.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Carly. Hey, let everybody know. We got a phone call. Let's go to the phone. Good morning.
Okay.
So the question that I am having is simple. How is this COVID really transmitted? Through air or physically?
Okay, it is a respiratory virus, which means it is transmitted through air. Large droplets within 6 feet, but also aerosolized particles over much longer distances, a cloud of infection, so to speak, that you can walk through. So that is not a question. Everybody knows that that's how you catch it. Being in contact with somebody doesn't give you the virus. Being in contact with their breath does. So that's where we are, Ricky.
Yeah,
and again, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, they breathe. If you walk into the air that they, let out of their mouth, you can catch coronavirus.
You can catch a virus, but if they cough or sneeze in the air and leave that cloud there, you're more susceptible. So, so the mechanism of transmission is easily understood. Now, we understand that, which is why it's so important to maintain the 3 W's. Wear your mask, watch your hands, and watch your distance. Remember, these are the opinions of Dr. M.J. Collier, not those of the Rickey Smiley Morning Show or its radio affiliates.
We're going to, Dr. Collier, we're gonna all need some hats like Spanky on the Little Rascals with the propeller on it.
Real.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hold it. He's half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the team.
It's Gary, baby.
All right, 6 minutes after the hour, y'all, Gary.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Everybody know they're saying, honey, how some people spend their birthdays, honey, in 2020, locked up in pajamas or on Zoom or whatever. But they're saying Miss Kim Kardashian, baby, this girl let all the children have it. Now, it's being reported that Kim Kardashian, y'all, she rented out, y'all, a private island for a week for her birthday celebration. Now, they're saying, according to TMZ, they say that Kim flew 40 of her friends, y'all, of her good friends and Bryant family on a private plane where each were handed keys to their own private villas, honey, on the beach. Now, some of the people that were there, you know, of course, was Chris, Chloe, Courtney, Kendall, Lala, Anthony, Corey Gamble, and Devin Booker, and so many other people, y'all. But a lot of people saying, you know, with it being COVID, and she's spending that kind of money and doing that kind of things for her friends, is that granted they take any kind of COVID precautions, even though they did say they had to quarantine, y'all, for 2 weeks, honey, before any of the people took the trip, and they took multiple tests. Y'all believe that?
Absolutely. Where did they go, Gary?
She didn't say exactly where she went, but she was on a private island, so that was just enough where I could get to.
I can tell you, America is very different than the rest of the world. They are not playing overseas in any island when it comes to COVID. You have to be tested. You have to have insurance. So if she went, believe me, proper precautions were in place. Believe me.
But it must be nice, though, when you could fly 40 of your friends and give them their own little cabana and what have you and stuff. That's cute, honey. You know what I mean?
They tricking if you got it, Gary.
Oh, is that what it's called? Oh, all right.
Can y'all hear Brad Mike?
I can't hear. If we got to turn it up, I got to turn it up.
I said it ain't tricking if you got it.
Well, I guess she got it, baby.
I heard you that time.
Honey. All right, Miss Kardashian. That's how you do it for your friends. You pay for everything and give them their own little private cabana.
For your
all right,
birthday.
Now, moving on, in other celebrity news, y'all, they're saying Cardi B says that hip-hop, honey, helps to set the fashion trends. Now, they're saying, y'all, you know, we all know they've been talking about the Hermes Birkin bag conversation, honey, and, honey, how, you know, Offset gave her one. But they're saying after Offset showed off a receipt of him only spending, Ricky, $125,000, honey, on a purse for Cardi, they say Cardi shared her thoughts on the topic. She said in an Instagram clip, quote, I seen this tweet that had me and it had other female rappers on it, and they were talking about if we could get Birkins from the Hermes store. She said they were also talking about and also saying how we depreciate the value of the Hermes bag, and I found that was really interesting. She said, why is it that you're asking female rappers if they could get a bag from the Hermes store? She said, y'all don't do this, honey, to these white celebrities. So she said, so why is it that y'all gonna be asking us? She said, what the mess, honey, is used in other words. She said, it just makes you want to brag. She said, but no. She said, I'm not even gonna take it there. Another thing is that they are saying that we depreciate the value. Actually, we add value because in hip-hop, we mention brands in hip-hop, so there you go, unquote. Is that cute, Brad?
I know that's right. She is so correct.
Yeah, but you bring
Brad,
up the
you
value
have to speak
of
to
somebody else's stuff, though, honey. Like they say, won't you bring up the value of the black man's stuff, but we bring up the value of Gucci, Bucci, and Bialucci.
Gary, you got so much Gucci, and Bialucci, and Cartier, you can't even talk.
But guess what, though? You don't hear me talking about it neither. I don't mention it. I don't give them no extra props. Well, she said, but still, she said with them talking about it and bringing it up. So that's what
she's saying is let her live. The hip hop game has done more for fashion, for culture, for all of that. And she's saying just dropping an Adidas name or saying Sprite will make someone go and get those brands. And it's the same thing with fashion. And don't hate on her because she's not white. Because they don't do that to the white girls. They ain't say nothing to Iggy Azalea. But they got something to say about Cardi B. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but $125,000 for a purse, though, she could feed a country.
Oh, Gary.
So, but nevertheless,
the pot calling the kettle black. Come on now.
But we just got to pray for her, honey, and just hopefully all things go well. And, because it's just not a good look sometimes. Because like they're saying, the poor girls, honey, they can't even get a good purse, but she paying $125,000.
Oh, Gary.
So what we praying for?
Don't do that, Gary.
We praying that these people could get a job, Special K, and work and stuff, so they could at least just get the average purse.
I'm just trying to keep us. I pray for the right people.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you pray for. All right, the color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is burgundy wood. On the high end, you say burgundy wood, and on the low end, you say beautiful maroon. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all, give it up for Gary with the team. Oh, man, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, the time right now is about 29 before the top of the hour, y'all. It's about that time. Church in 60 seconds with the one and only Pastor Brad.
Woo. It's such a tiring morning, Brother Rickey. You're having to deal with different complaints here and there. And I know the Bible tells us that we should not be murmuring and complaining.
Come on now.
Oh, but in the ministry, you have to be prepared to take complaints from everybody. You can't be biased on your complaints. You have to be able to take complaints from everybody.
Yes.
So we've had several complaints from some of the masks that hospital workers are wearing. We've had several complaints of many of the workers are not wrenching out their mouths. One of the young ladies, the mask had to wear, said her breath was hotter than a motorcycle exhaust pipe. But I want to encourage everybody that during this time of wearing masks, make sure that you wrench it out. Make sure to wrench it out. I don't care what you have to do. Take time in between time to stop by the restroom and get you a little toothbrush. Get you a travel toothbrush. If you got to pull over and wrench it out. You got to wrench it out. Wrench it out for me. Wrench it out for you. Everybody need to wrench it out before you put on that mask and choke yourself. Wrench it out. Wrench it out. Wrench it out. Follow me at the real Pastor Fred, but don't follow me if you can't wrench it out.
All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, Pastor Fred. Hey, we got John Lyon on the ones and twos coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Black Tony, what's going on?
Shout out something man right now. I'm trying to come to work today because I know you will call me back. I'm trying to come to work, shouting.
What's up, man? What's up?
I can't. Sorry, I can't come today. Sorry, I can't see. I can't drive. I can't see. Sorry, can you call Dr. Carr and see can you come over my girl?
He is not an ophthalmologist.
Shouty, look, don't happen to me. But he a doctor though. Shouty, he a doctor. So, look.
He is not an optometrist.
I had a tragic accident, Shouty.
Yeah, what happened?
I had a tragic accident last night, Shouty. You know, the girl I'm messing with, she just had a baby with this other dude, right? He locked up. So, you know what I'm saying? So I slid on up in him. And I was over here last night, Shouty. Can I say breastfeeding on the air?
Yeah.
Can I say that on the radio, Shouty?
Yeah.
You sure? I don't want to get y'all in trouble, Shouty.
Now, we know what that is.
Yeah, she was breastfeeding her baby, you know what that is, Shouty, what the baby,
Yeah.
She take up and then,
right.
So the baby, so he be like, he be doing like we be doing. But look, Shouty, so the baby was on there doing the thing, and Shouty, I was the man, 'cause I had never looked at no baby doing that, you know what I'm saying? So I had kind of like pushed the head to the side a little bit, so I could see, and Shouty, the milk skeeted. It hit me in my eyes. I burned it.
It burned your eyes? I didn't know it burned your eyes.
It skeeted me in the eyes, so it hit me dead in my eyes. So, can you please call
so now, and now you want me to call Dr. Carr instead of calling the ophthalmologist or the optometrist?
Yeah, I need a medical excuse. I might not make it tomorrow.
It's called 911, Black Tony.
It skeeted out real hard. It ain't like it just dropped out. I just skeeted out like it was coming out of a water gun. Even you ever did that to your husband? You ever skeeted him out? Because you got 1,000 babies.
1,000 babies. Wow.
I ain't gonna make it tomorrow.
It's called lactating.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what it is.
But
Tony, can you make it tomorrow, though, man?
Yes, I'll be there tomorrow for sure.
You promise, Black Tony?
Can you just call Dr. Carr? Please ask him to come over here.
Hey, Black Tony, you know we got our checks today.
Huh?
Yeah, our checks up here.
I'll be up about noon. I'll be over there.
I.
People ask me sometimes, they say, man, how have you been able to take it these last 4 years, just watching all this? How do you keep your spirits up? And I tell them, I say, look, for all the times these last 4 years that we've seen our worst impulses revealed, we've also seen what our country can be at its best. We've seen folks of every age and background who packed city centers and airports and town squares just so families wouldn't be separated, so another classroom wouldn't get shot up, so our kids wouldn't grow up on an uninhabitable planet. We've seen Americans of all races joining together to declare in the face of injustice that Black Lives Matter. No more, but no less, so that no child in this country feels the continuing sting of racism. We've seen folks, our essential workers, our healthcare workers, risking their lives day in, day out to save somebody else's loved ones. We see that what is best in us is still there, but we've got to give it voice, and we've got to do it now. So let's get to work, people. Let's bring this home. Honk if you're fired up. Honk if you're ready to go.
Well, I apologize. That put tears in my eyes. Wow. You know, it just take a minute for us, take a moment here. It's just so refreshing to hear his voice. You know, when you sit here and watch the news like I watch the news, and you're looking at fear mongering, you're looking at hatred, you're looking at another black man being shot and killed by the police. And, you know, you got coronavirus going on. You got the cases going up. You got the health care, the essential workers getting infected and getting sick and dying. A lot of people dying, and so many. The lady did that interview who was over the CDC of Chicago, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But that lady couldn't even do the interview because she was crying. She was just giving out the numbers. And there's so much sadness and death and destruction and stuff going on. And just to hear his voice this morning just gave you just a beam of hope when everything feels hopeless. And that was just much needed this morning. And I just want to encourage every man just to trust us on this. You know, we please go out and vote. Please go out and vote. People have sacrificed their lives and died just where we can have this opportunity. I don't see how Dr. King then went through what they did, but they went through it and they made it. And aren't you tired of walking in the department stores feeling hated? Avoiding people of other races because you don't feel comfortable, because you don't want to make them uncomfortable. And just the hatred and the loneliness you feel when you're walking down the aisle of the grocery store and you don't. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. You know what I'm saying? Please, everybody, please go out and vote. Please. Gary got the tea in the cooler today. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. 3 minutes after the hour. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. 7 minutes after the hour, Gary has the tea and the cooler of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Ricky, some people are saying, y'all, that Kobe may be turning over in his grave, honey. It's being reported, y'all, that Vanessa Bryant then sold their beautiful Irvine home that she and Kobe owned for only $2 million. Now, they're saying, y'all, it's sold so fast. They said she put it on the market Wednesday, was sold by Friday, and they said she made over $5,000 from the asking price. Now, they're saying, y'all, that the house was built in 2003. It's a Tuscan-style spot. They say it's found in the summit at the Turtle Ridge, a gated community a few miles from their beautiful Newport Coast mansion. Now, they're saying it has a clay tile rooftop with brick and stucco exterior and lush landscaping that leads to the front door. Is that too quick? For her to be the man just died.
Yeah, I mean, what your
primary home? It wasn't the primary home. She's still in the mansion.
But it most likely reminds her of him. Everything about that home, it's them. So I could see her not wanting, to walk through those doors every single day, even if it is a vacation home. Who's she vacationing with?
Yeah, but they got children. Them children, she could have left that house for the children or something.
I'm sure they can get a new one.
Oh, well, I just think it's a little bit too soon, honey. She could have at least kept the house for a little while, at least let her oldest child get it when she go to college or something. But
do you think that they want to be in that house, Gary?
If they in the main, when they want to be in it. They're still living in the mansion. Ricky?
I mean, I was going to say, You know, man, sometimes you just have to sell the house and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody else, enjoy that house and have that house, and you go on and start a new life. Because Kobe is no longer here. There's no need in turning the house into a memorial, and be reminded of everything that, with Kobe being gone all the time. So you start a new house. You buy a new house and start and create new memories, starting with the family that you have left. Whatever. That's what I would do. And if I was her, I probably would move to Florida or somewhere and just be in a different area, a different environment, and just try to change and shake it up,
Yeah. Has it been a year?
No, it doesn't have to be a year yet, Gary. Especially think about it. It's a pandemic, so we don't have anywhere to go.
Brett, what do you think?
I just let these people live, please.
Well,
Gary.
he's dead.
Gary.
What?
Just pray for everybody, okay?
Okay, I'm praying for everybody. I told my mom if something happened to me, honey, hold my clothes at least for...
No, we not. Not.
Gary, for what?
No, we not.
Because you don't just give away my stuff like that.
Consignment store.
Gary, somebody can't take care of all that stuff.
Yeah, but don't just get rid of it because, have some kind of memory.
They'll probably keep one or two pieces, Gary, but nobody can keep all of your stuff. You got a lot of stuff.
Man, don't nobody want to remember all them ugly shirts.
In my final story, y'all. Whatever.
I'm going to take all your shirts and make hearse curtains out of them. All your shirts going to be casket linen.
Well, honey, if you can pile me up with all of them, honey, put them all up in there, then that's just good for me, then.
They don't let you in heaven with all that mess. And then when you go to heaven, you're going to be... When you get to heaven, you're going to be in the NFL. You're going to change.
So I won't need those shirts, then. I'm going to the cooler hell. The cooler today, honey, is one of my favorite coolers. My cooler today, y'all, is burgundy wood. On the high end, you say burgundy wood, and on the low end, just say beautiful maroon. That's your cooler for today. But y'all ought to think about this. I don't want my stuff all just given away at one. Hold on a minute. Hold my stuff for a minute.
For what?
Not treasure it, but...
What you want us to do? Put it in the storage for a while and just let it sit and get dust?
But don't you know that somebody else can be enjoying the shirts and the pants?
Okay, well, just give them away. I'd rather you give them away to somebody that's going to wear them, not somebody that's going to sell them. Give it away to somebody else wearing that
stuff but you.
Ain't nobody buying
that. The wood floors will love them.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. I apologize. I thought I heard Ben's voice on the phone earlier. Y'all help me welcome back to the show acclaimed civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky.
Hey, man, the sad thing is, whenever, we ask you to come on, it's usually because there's been another police shooting of a black man, a black woman, and a lot of stuff going on. Protests have been taking place in Philadelphia after the police shot and killed 27-year-old Walter Wallace on Monday while he was in the midst of a mental health crisis. And the incident was caught on cell phone video. Tell us about, what you know about what happened leading up to the shooting.
Well, in the Wallace case, Ricky, apparently his family had called several times to say that he was having a mental health crisis. The police knew this, and they came out, and instead of de-escalating the situation, you see on the video with his mother begging them not to shoot him, and the police have their guns drawn, not a taser, not anything that's less lethal, and they execute him right there in front of his mother, right there in front of the community, and they are claiming that, well, he had a knife, what are we to do? Well, what we want you to do is do the same thing you do when you're in white communities, in white neighborhoods, and they're having mental health crisis, or they're having opioid crisis and so forth. You don't shoot and kill them, but it seems to be with black people, they shoot first and then ask questions later, Ricky.
Right. Now, shifting to the shooting outside of Chicago last week that resulted in the death of 19-year-old Marcellus Dennett. Well, his girlfriend, Tafera Williams, was also shot, but she survived. Now, her story about what happened is real different than what Waukegan police are saying. So what happened there?
Thank you. And I'm in Chicago now. We represent Tafara Williams, this recently turned 20-year-old who was sitting in the car for a 19-year-old boyfriend, and who's the father of her 7-month-old son, Marcellus Stinnett Jr. You know, the police first claimed she was trying to hit him with a car. We got involved and demanded the release of the video, and it went from them looking at criminal charges against her to them firing the police officer, because we know there must be something on that video that will be released today after we meet with the Illinois State Police around 10:30 to see the video of what happened while they shot and killed him, while they had their hands up and their lights on in the car, and shot her 4 times, and she's in the hospital now with bullets in her stomach and in her arm, and she lived to tell, Ricky. She lived to tell, y'all.
Wow.
We have a clip. Listen to this. We had a clip.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking clip.
All right, so Ben, let me ask you this: what is the latest in case out of Houston where Pamela Turner was shot last year outside of her apartment complex?
Hey, thank you so much for asking that question, Ricky, because too often we forget our black women. And Pamela Turner, like Breonna Taylor, was executed senselessly. There was a video of this sister on the ground on her back saying, "I'm pregnant," and yet this coward, this police officer standing on his feet, who could have created distance, Ricky, who could have gave verbal commands, who could have took shelter, shot at her 5 times on the ground, where it is set to go to trial this week. Now, there may be a continuance because they're saying it's COVID and they can't go to trial, but we got to pay attention to that one because Pamela Turner life matters. Black women lives matter. You know, the Washington Post reported in 4.5 years, 250 black women have been killed by the police, and only 4 of them, Ricky, have been arrested and charged. That's why we got to go vote. We got to get rid of these prosecutors who keep letting these killer cops off the hook, and we got to keep saying that our women lives matter too.
All right, so here's the clip of Tafara Williams.
Yeah. And an officer arrived and pulled up behind my parked car. He got out the police car, so I rolled down my windows and turned on all the lights inside the car so the officer could see. I had no weapons, and I wasn't doing anything illegal. The officer called Marcellus by name. He stood near the car with his left hand on his gun, and he said to Marcellus, "I know you from jail." I asked the officer if we were free to leave. I drove away very slowly because I was scared to get out of the car. When I turned onto MLK, it seemed like there was another officer there waiting for us. There was a crash and I lost control. The officer was shooting at us. The car ended up slamming into a building. I kept screaming, "I don't have a gun," but he kept shooting. I had my hands up and I couldn't move because I had been shot. An officer dragged me away from Marcellus. I begged them to take him first. They laid Marcellus on the ground and covered him up with a blanket while he was still breathing. They wanted us to bleed out on the ground.
What?
Oh, I can't.
And so this video is coming out today, Ricky, and I know Senator Kamala Harris spoke with Tafara Williams and offered their condolences for the loss of her baby daddy and their pledge to make sure that transparency and accountability will happen in this. But we're going to need Rickey Smiley Nation and everybody to pay attention to this case. They wanted to sweep it under the rug. It's in Waukegan, Illinois. They have a GoFundMe page. She now has to raise this 7-month-old by herself without his father, and she's still in the hospital now. We don't know when she will get out. She's going to need rehab, but she also going to need mental health counseling to watch the love of your life executed in front of you while you're being shot by the police with your hands up and you got the lights on in the car yelling, "We don't have a gun."
Jesus.
And dragged him away while he was still breathing because the police wanted him to bleed out.
And covered him up. Lord Jesus.
Wow. Ben, let everybody know how you could be reached. Ben. Hello? Is he there? Did we lose him?
Ricky, I'm here. Ricky. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ben.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let everybody know how you can be reached. And what can we do to help?
Ad Attorney Ben Crump on Facebook and Twitter, as well as BenCrump.com. She has a GoFundMe account. She has to raise this 7-month-old son by herself now without his father. And also, Ricky, she's still in the hospital. She's going to continue recovering and have extensive rehabilitation, but she's going to need mental health counseling. I mean, to watch your love of your life executed in front of you while you're begging that we got our hands up and the lights are on. I know Senator Kamala Harris called and extended their condolences for the loss of her baby's father, and also pledged support for transparency and accountability. And that's why elections matter, because they have a Republican state attorney, and we got to put pressure on them to make sure they don't let this cop get away. Now, we got him fired, but it's going to be the prosecutor who has to get him prosecuted, and that's why we need Rickey Smiley Nation and everybody to keep focused on this and help support this young lady so she's not in this world by herself.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know, man, we are in a fight of our life, man, and like Joe Biden said, fight for the soul of this country, and we have never experienced things that's going on around us in our lifetime. The stuff with police brutality, coronavirus, white militias roaming the streets with guns and ready to kill people and stuff. So this is really a bad time, and it's really, really, really scary. Hey, Ben, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
Okay, Rick, and Kamala and I were talking about the interview. It was classic, legendary. Her singing Atomic Dance on November 4th. We'll come and have a happier conversation, but please pray for Tom Farrah Williams and Marcella Stinnett. Y'all let people know about this young lady. Please.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. All right, y'all, I got a hilarious prank phone call by Roy Wood Jr. Want to hear it? Here you go.
Hello. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. I need to speak with Tamika Purdue, please. I'd appreciate it. This is she. Tamika Purdue. Tamika, how you doing? This is TJ Sawyer. I'm calling on behalf of the Sackleson Corporation. We're the parent company of the apartment complex that you're renting out of. Found a little bit of information out from one of my maintenance men out there, Julio, one of our yard boys over there. Well, apparently Julio says that he saw an animal in your windowsill. He says that he saw a cat. So we're going to have to go ahead and evict you.
My mom has a key to the apartment. She has a cat. She brings it over here, but it's at my mom's house.
That's irrelevant, Ms. Purdue. There's to be no animals on the premises whatsoever.
I mean, but it's at my mom's house.
Was the cat in your house or not?
She brought it. It was in the car my brother had.
You're stuttering. Ms. Purdue, please don't stutter. That tells me that you're lying. I feel like you're lying.
Excuse me, but that's my mother's cat. I mean,
I don't give a damn whose cat it is, all right?
I mean, I done seen somebody at the end of with a parrot.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't the tip.
So you calling here cussing at me, talking about I was cat and I'm stuttering.
I've yet to curse you.
I don't have an animal. I work 2 jobs. I'm only at home 3 days a week. You don't know my business. I get here at 11 o'clock p.m. Monday through Wednesday. I don't have time to tend to an animal.
If you like, we can get you to the end of the week. We can extend out the eviction notice, and we'll give you a little bit more time to get your furniture and stuff together.
You know, you, because I'll be gone.
The person you called is no longer on the line.
Hello?
Hello? Mrs. Purdue?
Yes, I told you that's my mother's cat. This is my mother on the phone right now.
What's the problem?
Now, I don't know, Miss Purdue, first off, don't you ever...
Tell him that's your cat. Now tell my mama how you...
Hold on, no, I did not, all I said was damn.
Let me tell you something. You unprofessional calling here, you know what you said. Tell my mother exactly what you said.
Mama, first off...
Listen how he's talking right now, talking about some Mama Purdue.
First, Mrs. Purdue, Mother Purdue.
Yes.
Okay, this is TJ Sawyer. And what we have going on, our yard boy Julio, one of the yard maintenance men over there, says that he saw an animal in Mrs. Purdue's windowsill. Now, she went on to tell me about birds and parrots and crows and damn dogs on people's shoulders.
You out of
Sweetheart, it was my turn to talk.
I get the out, but you kiss my ass. You hear me? You don't call here telling that like that. I can go to my mama's house. So you and
Hard, sweetheart.
you, sweetheart.
Sweetheart, you really need to settle down.
Now you got loud with me the first time you called, acting the way you did, cursing at me. Now you acting like that because my mom is on the phone.
I never.
You's a lie.
My voice.
You is a lie. Now I'm just not raising mine because of the way you call here at me at first. Now you tell Julio to kiss my ass and you do the same because I'm finna leave this right now. So you kiss my ass, you.
Mama Purdue.
You, I'm finna hang up.
Mama Purdue, why is your daughter such a heathen?
The person you called is no longer on the line.
What do you want?
Tamika, it's Roywood Jr.
Boy, don't play with me like that. That wasn't funny.
We sorry, girl. Your brother, Jaquel Purdue, is the one who put us up to it, girl.
I'm gonna kick his ass when I get to Hoover. That ain't funny.
All right, Miss Purdue. Thanks for playing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, she's on her way to Hoover. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Classic.
Hey, we in here. Oh, y'all take me back, Gary. Take me back, Gary.
Oh, Richard. Ricky, I mean, when I was young and used to watch that show, I mean, I used to pray that we was rich. And I had a white daddy. Oh, I wanted to be them so bad. Gary Coleman in particular, honey. But I loved the show. I loved Miss Garrett. I loved the whole thing. And Brent, I even loved it when Janet Jackson used to make her appearance on there.
Yes, Todd.
Come on,
Did you say Miss Gary?
Miss Garrett.
You love Miss Gary?
Miss Garrett.
Miss Garrett.
I love
Miss Garrett. Oh.
Hey, Brad, take us back.
You hear the changes in the song? I used to always want to see what the gooch really looked like. I just never knew. And I used to have a crush on me some Willis. Ooh, I was hating on Janet Jackson so bad.
Really? Just because you wanted Willis.
Yes.
Take us back, Rock T.
Say, man, I'm still mad at my mom and dad because I wanted a black Abraham fish, just like doggone it. Man, I wanted one of them Abraham fishes, man. I never got one. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
And man,
you changes in the song, Ricky. The changes.
Yeah. Everybody's got a special. Yes, sir.
Yes. Matter that you got not a lot. So what? They have theirs, you have yours, and they'll have mine. And together we'll be fine.
What you talking about, Willis?
Right. All right, I got one. Here's another one. Let's go. Here we go.
All that stuff is still good times, baby.
Even Special K, take us back.
Baby, if I wanted to be anybody in this world, I wanted to be Walona. She was goals for everything. She was my goal. I wanted her hair. I wanted her clothes. I wanted everything that she was. Walona.
Special K.
Man, I wanted Thelma so bad.
I swear.
Boy, let me tell you something. There were so many times I locked my bedroom door behind Thelma. Boy, all about Thelma.
Hey, but man, you just wanted to live. And then I will never forget. Now, this what threw me off, Brett.
What?
My Uncle Thomas came to Birmingham and drove us to Chicago to see my Aunt BB, rest in peace. And pointed, when I saw the building, they said, hey, that's the building for good. I said,
Cabrini Green, baby. Cabrini Green, Chi-Town.
Brett, I almost lost my mind in the back seat of that car.
Yeah, I know you did.
I said, oh my God.
Excited.
I said, take me over there. I want to meet JJ. I want to meet Thelma. I said, Uncle Kid, do you know where they live? He said, man, that's a TV show. That ain't real. I said, that's a project right there. He said, yeah. Man, he had to sit down. He had to pull over and explain all that to me. I had tears in my eyes. I want to go over there. I need to meet JJ.
Yes.
All right, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, so excited. Man, make sure y'all get out and vote. Hey, right now we have Delaware State University President Dr. Tony Allen. So excited to have y'all this morning, man. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Smiley. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Hey, man, having the opportunity to have the HBCU experience meant the world to me, and we must do our best to protect these schools. Now, this election could be a make or break scenario for some institutions. Explain to us,
why is this so important?
Oh, in my view, there's not a more important presidential election in the nation's history. This is really about the battle for the soul of the nation. And I do have some favoritism. I worked for Joe Biden 25 years ago. I know his family. I know him. And I know how he believes in us. In fact, when he first launched his Senate campaign in 1972, he did that on the hallowed grounds of Delaware State University, with our former president, Dr. Luna Mashu, standing by his side. So I know how he believes in HBCUs, which I think are some of the most important institutions in the country. I know you know this, Brother Smiley, but we only represent 3% of all colleges and universities in the country, yet 50% of all black professionals started their college career at an HBCU. So it couldn't be more important for us, for our communities, and for how we are going to give back and reach forward long term.
And what can people do to help their local HBCUs?
You know, it all really starts with making sure that you understand the quality of the HBCUs that you have. There are 102 in the nation. We are comprehensive. We represent many, many disciplines, full research portfolios. So when you're thinking about your own child, think about this. High quality, low cost, with, as you know, based on your own experience, a big wraparound support services that make sure that you can not only finish, but you have the full sense of not only your discipline, being expert in your discipline, but also being an exceptional citizen. And there are any number of people, including yourself, that know just what that means. So understanding the value of the HBCUs is the first point. The second point is making sure that you spend time telling the HBCU story. One of the things we haven't done enough of is making sure that folks know that 50% of all judges started at an HBCU. 40% of Congress started at an HBCU. 40% of all engineers started at an HBCU. So really understanding the quality of what it means to have people around you that look like you, want to support you, and build capacity for the long term is really the value of what the historically black college and university experience can be.
Now, how excited was your staff and students at the announcement of Kamala Harris, HBCU graduate, could be the next vice president of the United States?
Yeah, let me tell you something, Brother Smiley. It means the world to us. Not only because she went to an HBCU, but she is one of the finest leaders in the country. Yes. So when you think about the fact that she has attached herself not only to the Howard University experience, but also to the legacy of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and what that means to Black Greek letter sororities around the country. I'm sitting here with one of your frat brothers, my head of enrollment management, who is a Q from Alabama State.
Gamma Sig, tell Gamma Sig I said what's up.
Yeah, no doubt. When I found out I was going to be on the show, I had to have him with me. So just being able to understand how much value we have, but we always don't say we have power collectively together, and that's what this election is about, understanding that black folks have power collectively together, and we need to use that power to make sure that we not only get the right people in office, but once they get in office, we make sure that we are promoting and demanding the change that makes black communities more stable, more whole, and a part of the solution process.
Man, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us, Dr. Tony Allen, and tell Gamma Sig I said Rudy Root to the good bros.
Hey, look! All I can say is I'm a Kappa man, but I like having this Omega man by my side.
Hey, that's a lot of 1911 going on in there, man.
Go ahead and say it, Brother Smiley.
Hey, that's a whole lot of 1911 going on in there, man.
No doubt, brother.
Hey, man, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for Delaware State President Dr. Tony Allen.
Hey, keep doing what you do, Brother Smiley. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Congratulations on everything. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 22 minutes after the hour. Y'all got your front page right here. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone. I'm your girl, Eva Marcel, here with a quick look at your front page news. So there was another night of protest in West Philadelphia last night after the fatal police shooting of Walter Wallace Jr. The 27-year-old black man was killed Monday during a confrontation with police. His family say he suffered from bipolar disorder and was in crisis at the time. Meanwhile, more than half of U.S. states reported their highest daily number of coronavirus cases ever this month. There are 44 potential COVID-19 vaccines in human trials, but experts say that we may not know which one works best or if they even work at all until people start getting them. Also, Hurricane Zeta is headed toward the Gulf Coast today. Zeta is expected to make landfall this evening south of New Orleans and dump between 2 to 6 inches of rain. Louisiana has already been hit by 2 hurricanes this season. Hurricane warnings stretch from Louisiana to Mississippi-Alabama line. Also, with less than a week to go, President Trump and Joe Biden are out here campaigning hard. Trump was in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nebraska just yesterday, while Biden was in Georgia. Biden will return to Florida tomorrow, and Kamala Harris will be in Texas on Friday. And last, here's a really nice incentive to get you to the polls if you weren't already going. Krispy Kreme just announced that they will be offering free donuts if you come to Krispy Kreme with the I voted sticker on Election Day. So get your vote in and then go get your donut. All right, that's what's happening in news. For more, log on to the Rickey Smiley MorningShow.com. Rock Teasy Osheezy, what's going on in sports?
Well, we got a World Series champion, and they go by the name of the Los Angeles Dodgers. They won Game 6 to clinch the title without one of their best players, Justin Turner, who tested positive for COVID-19 and had to be pulled from the starting lineup. So big up to L.A., man. First the Lakers win the NBA title. Now the Dodgers win the Major League Baseball title. I have an all-snap moment for you. Former Dallas Cowboys star wide receiver Dez Bryant is back in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen, with the Raven Nation. Baltimore Ravens signed him to the practice squad. We already know he ain't going to stay on that practice squad long. He hadn't played in the game in 2 years, so this is just their way of getting him on the team. Ironing out the wrinkles, man. Getting out the cobwebs. No, it's going to be nasty out there. Teaming up with Marquise Brown on the outside. I will bring Dez Bryant in the slot receiver position and let him run them crosses across the field. Lamar Jackson got a brand new shiny toy to play with. Last but not least, man, shout out to former President Barack Obama, who stopped by to hang out with LeBron James for a new episode of The Shop to talk NBA bubble, politics, and what's at stake and how important this election is coming up, man. And he also LeBron admitted that Barack Obama actually kind of mentored him on what to say and how to say certain responses when it comes to the political statements that was always asked for him at post-conference press conferences and so on and so forth. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to have Barack right there in his back pocket. Yes, indeed. That's all I got right there for sport.
Appreciate it, Rock Teasy.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
26 minutes after the hour. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat, and this is the Hot Spot, where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into this thing. Y'all, 50 Cent continues to fuel the fight between him and Young Buck and they back and forth online war. So 50 went to social media, and he didn't hold back on roasting his former protege. He shared a look at Buck's mugshot and encouraged his followers to join in on the fun. So 50 Cent's attempt to poke fun over a domestic incident was recently met with serious clapback from Buck, and he posted, "Don't ever forget I know you, and I ain't got started yet." Ooh, Lord have mercy. We don't need that beef. We don't want that smoke, because I just don't know who would. I don't want to get involved in that. All right, y'all, moving on. Kanye West has explained why he broke down crying at his rally in South Carolina. He said it was because of his opposition to abortion. He told the media that he and his wife, Kim Kardashian, had once talked about terminating her first pregnancy, and he said, "We talked about her not having this child. She had the pills in her hand. When you take the pills, if you take it, the baby's gone." So during the podcast, he said people saw the clip of him crying and didn't understand. So he said, "I was crying about that, and there was a possible chance that Kim and I didn't make the family that we have today." He also made comments while rallying to become president. He also replied to Jennifer Aniston's comment about him running for president not funny, and he took a shot at her role on the long-term sitcom Friends. He tweeted, "Friends wasn't funny either." You know what? Oh, Lord. I ain't with him running for president and all that, but that right there, that was funny.
Oh, wow.
That was funny. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Oh no, I got some bad news, y'all. Beanie Man was reportedly rushed to the hospital during his mother's funeral. According to the Shade Room, he was rushed to the hospital over the weekend after fainting during his mother's funeral. Video footage began circulating online of the reggae artist collapsing at his mother's burial. He was taken to the hospital shortly after. I mean, of course, that's not strange for somebody to pass out at a funeral. Like, I don't even get why that's even.
Yeah, that's trauma.
Yeah, that's really trauma. Yeah, that's your blood pressure and your nerves and everything seeming unreal. I can attest to that. You too, right, Rick?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, we just keep him lifted up in prayer, for real.
Yeah, that's all we can do. That is all we can do. All right, y'all, last but not least, Chadwick Boseman's brother, Kevin Boseman, has revealed that he has been in remission from his own battle with cancer. The late Chadwick Boseman also, he lost his private 4-year... it was private. He lost his private 4-year battle with colon cancer on October 28th at the age of 43. And as previously reported, his brothers, Kevin and Pastor Derek Boseman, have spoken on life and the legacy of their brother, saying that they want to have memories of who he was as a person and not just his cancer. Kevin Boseman said, "I have been trying to remember Chad and not Chadwick. And there's been a lot of Chadwick in the air." He also said, "You have to start sharing that person with the world. I always endeavored to just treat him like my brother." Oh, man, that's crazy. But he said he's in remission. He said, you read it right, I'm in remission. So we need to keep him lifted up in prayer because cancer ain't no joke. All right, y'all, to get caught up on those stories and more, you can go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com. I'm your girl, Brett Tat. Coming up next, we got Chef Kurt Bootro with them quarantine cuisines. And we got the praise mix down with the White Stone. The time now. Ooh, we early, huh? What time is it, Rick?
Oh, we doing good, right? I mean, it's the bottom of the hour. We doing good. This baby moving.
Yeah, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for quarantine cooking with the one and only Chef Kurt Boudreaux. Man, we feeling good. What you cooking today, man?
Oh, man, I made some chicken tortilla soup because it was cold outside, man. I made me some soup.
And how do you make that, Kurt?
I start off by getting my ingredients together. I roasted off 2 jalapenos and chopped up some onions, and I sauteed all of that, man. I seasoned the chicken, my chicken with some salt, oregano, garlic powder, paprika, chili powder, cumin pepper. I browned all that off, man, seasoned it. I put all that together, sauteed in the skillet. Then I put the ingredients in a pot along with some chicken broth, about 8 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of some bouillon, chicken bouillon. Okay. 15 minutes, then I take out the chicken. Then I take the chicken out, let it rest for about 5 minutes. Then I shred it and add it back to the pot. And then I'll add my corn, my black beans, my chopped cilantro, add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to a cup of water, thicken the soup up, fry some corn tortillas, and some canola oil till it's crispy. Set aside half an avocado, man. Put that together, put it in a bowl, add some Monterey Jack cheese, sliced avocado, corn tortilla chips, man. Squeeze some fresh lime juice over the soup, man.
That part right there.
That part right there. Put that twang
right there, boy. That's it. That's it.
Party in your mouth.
There it is, Kurt. Let everybody know how they can find that video.
Man, you can find this video on Rickey Smiley Official. Follow your boy on Facebook at Boudreaux's Catering. Instagram, Chef_Boudreaux1. And you can also follow me or like and subscribe to your boy on YouTube, baby. Chef Boudreaux.
There it is. Y'all give it up for Chef Kurt Boudreaux.